What is going on? We are back, or should I say, I am back. You see it. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the NBA report on the NBK network. That's right, nothing but Knicks and a little bit of the NBA. You know what I mean? Let's go. All right, we are here. It is the NBA playoffs once again, folks. Man. This is unbelievable. I guess this is scripted well, right? The NBA must be extremely excited for what's taking place. I mean, we're talking, 4 series, all 3-2. That's what they want. More basketball, more revenue. They long series. Why not? You know what I mean? I don't think they would. I don't think they could have asked for better circumstances. So I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure the NBA is happy with what they've been witnessing so far. For me, obviously, I would love to have watched my team sweep their competitor, but it is what it is. So we got to deal with it, man. We got to deal with it. But it's going to be all right, guys. It's going to be all right. I think that, you just got to keep fighting, keep battling. On to the next one. It's not always easy. I'm holding it down. John unfortunately couldn't make it, but you know how it is. We hold it down for each other. When it's needed, we're here. So I hope you guys are doing okay out there. If you're on the East Coast, the weather has been fantastic. I mean, I don't think you could ask for better weather right now. It's been warm, nice in the sun. When you're not in the sun, you get a nice little breeze. I mean, what else could you ask for, right? So, yeah, but all I can say is I wish that my team was playing a little better. They're fighting, but I just wish they were playing a little better. That's all I'm saying. Okay, all right. We're going to talk about the Knicks, but let's move it around and get into what's happening around the league, because you guys know. I mean, listen, the Knicks show ain't the only show in town. Let me pull this up. All right. Boom. Okay, so as you guys can see, the current bracket standings. Let me get this out of here. Boom. All right. Can we blow this up any bit? Not really. It is what it is. All right. So this is what we're dealing with right now, guys. Nuggets are up 3-2 on the Phoenix Suns. I'm personally surprised. I'm shocked that Phoenix is still hanging in there without Chris Paul. Not that Phoenix is a bad team. I just feel like we saw them not be able to do too much last year, and I felt like they were a better overall team, even though now they got Kevin Durant, which that's huge. But not having Chris Paul, I thought would hurt them a little bit more, but somehow they've been able to do what they got to do. So shout out to Phoenix, man. Shout out to Phoenix. I think, right now, let me see. We have there we go, series preview. Hopefully that shows well. Yeah, I think it looks good. Um, so yeah, I mean, as you guys can see, uh, Phoenix, I think is I still think they're in trouble. You know what I mean? But they do get to go home. You know what I mean? So they're going home um to play game 6. I, I don't know, man. This is one of those things because Denver's still technically a young team. They've got some playoff experience, some of these guys, but technically they're a young team when it comes to the playoffs. And are they folding a little bit or what? What's happening here? The last game, Denver won by a good margin, but I don't know. I guess I'm just like, until you've seen a team do it consistently, you're still kind of questioning if they're ready. They played great all season. They got the number 1 spot for a reason, but I don't know. I'm still questioning it. But we'll see. We'll see. I think that one thing I can say is that Jokic has been playing out of his mind, and that to me is really special to show who he is, because the guy, he's not gonna, I don't know how do I say this. He's not gonna dog it, you know what I mean? Like, not play hard and not play well, but he's like turning it up a notch. You know what I mean? He lost the MVP to Joel Embiid this year, but it's not stopping him. You know what I mean? He's still playing hard, ridiculous. 35 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists, averaging a triple-double in the playoffs. And a really legit triple-double, 35 points. It's crazy. It's crazy. Shout out to Devin Booker in his own right, averaging 34 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, almost 8 assists. Okay, Devin Booker, you stepped up in my eyes. Look, I ain't gonna lie, I was comparing him to somebody else, but Devin Booker has showed that he's a notch above. So shout out to Devin Booker. He's the dude. And maybe, a lot of people kept thinking the addition of Kevin Durant was going to make Phoenix better, but just because he's so much better, people weren't really thinking about how it might help Devin Booker, how it might take the pressure and the weight off of Devin Booker. Like, Devin Booker is kind of secondary to Kevin Durant, and now he can just eat. Like, it's tough to guard both those guys. That's a fact. So, I mean, maybe the addition has really opened up Devin Booker's game. All I know is Phoenix is fighting. Denver has to close out this series in this next game, if you ask me. I don't think you want to, if you're Denver, I don't think you want to go to game 7. I think that's dangerous. However, Denver has yet to win in Phoenix. So, in the playoffs, should I say. So that's an issue. I don't know. Phoenix is definitely setting it up nicely to take it to a game 7. I'll tell you that. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see, because that's not a good sign. I'm just looking back at the games, and I realize now that Denver hasn't won in Phoenix. So I don't know. Guys. Shout out to the chat, by the way. Appreciate y'all. Fabian Williams, I see you. What's good? Let me see here. D Coolest 718's in the building. Salute. Wonder Woman is here. Salute. Appreciate y'all. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. What's up? What's good? Appreciate you. It's your first time tuning into the NBA Report. Thank you for tuning in. Dwayne Dennis is here. He said, "Are we headed to a Denver Nuggets versus Philadelphia 76ers final?" Oh boy. I mean, not for nothing. That would be dope, though. I mean, Embiid versus Jokic, MVP versus MVP. That's a pretty dope storyline in its own right. So interesting, Dwayne Dennis, that you say that. Shout out to I Am Jarrell. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you as always. Guys, well, you guys all know here if you're watching MBK, but if you don't, hey, if you're into football and you like Giants coverage, definitely check out Die Hard Giants with my guy, I Am Jarrell. Really good show. He puts a good show together with good visuals and a lot of good information. So he does his homework. So definitely support, like, comment, subscribe, and show him some love. If you're into football and specifically if you like the Giants. But, sometimes you may not like a team, but you really like listening to how people break down the game or talk about certain things. So you support no matter what. So that's what I'm saying. Support no matter what. Yeah, man. Let me see. Okay. All right. So that's I think that's what is important for Denver to consider stopping the bleeding, and proving that you can win on the road in this series too. Because I don't like it. I don't like them going back to Denver for a game 7. Anything can happen. That's when Mr. Big Shot himself can step up. Kevin Durant, you put him in a situation where the fourth quarter and the game is close in a game 7. I don't like that. Francisco Carrillo is in the building. Salute, my brother. He said, good evening. Knicks against the Lakers. Finals. Knicks win the chip. JB MVP. Let's go, Knicks. I like it. Hey, man. I think you laid it out, Francisco. That would be great. That would be fantastic. All right. So let's take a look at the next series. Oh, I clicked on the wrong button. My bad. There we go. Oh, I did. I don't know why it's so slow. All right. So I'm not going to go to the Heat. I'm just going to go straight to the West. And look at these Lakers versus these Golden State Warriors, man. Let's take a look at this series. I'll be honest. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm kind of surprised that the Lakers are still in the lead in this series, like, that they got out to this lead in the series and they're still in a position to close them out. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know, I didn't see it coming that the Lakers were going to step up this way. But they have. I mean, granted, Golden State is right there. They're still in the fight. I'm just surprised, man. The Lakers are really, I mean, it goes back to the whole thing about playoff time and LeBron, saying, let's go. Anthony Davis understanding that this is the time to lay it all out there on the line. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I just think the Golden State is dangerous because they're hanging around. They're hanging around. And they can win in LA. They've already done it. They can win in LA. And then if that comes back to Golden State, I just think that home crowd is going to be bananas. And all it takes is for the home crowd to really get crazy there, for Steph to hit a combination of threes, for Clay to get going, and then they run you out the building, man. That's tough. Sounds weird, but you can I don't know how I can even say this, but I feel like Steph has lost a step. Is it just me? And I know you guys might be like, well, you're bugging, Ron. He's averaging 25.6 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Those are great numbers. I feel like Steph, that I'm used to, could be even better when it comes to scoring. I feel like he's lost a little bit of a step. It's not a big deal. I just feel like right now he's lost a little bit of a step. He can still light it up with the best of them. It's not the Steph I'm used to. So let me see something here. Uh, yeah, like um, you know, he had 27 points, 8 assists in the last game. He was 12 of 24. He was 3 of 11 from three, 27% for arguably the best shooter in NBA history. Yeah, I just, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Maybe his shot is just not as consistent as it was. He still can score. He still put, I don't know. Like I said, I just feel like he's lost a step. And I think if Steph was the Steph that we've been used to these past few years or multiple years, the Warriors might be done with the series already, and the Lakers might have been sipping the pina coladas. But the window is open. The window is definitely open. It's interesting though. It's interesting. I think that you know these teams are very even. They're very even. They score differently. They got different types of weapons, but they're very even. So it's just all about who executes and plays the better game on that particular night. You know what I mean? That's how I feel like, because these two teams are very. I feel like Golden State on the whole is not the same. I don't think they're as good as they were, and the Lakers. I'm just always questioning what they are, but I will say they are playing well. So shout out to them. Shout out to them. Uh, let's see. Deron Wayne, what's good, my brother? Always good to see you. Appreciate you as always. Hopefully you're doing well. Uh, Francisco Carrillo says, "How old is Steph?" If I'm gonna guess in my head, but I ain't gonna say it because I don't want to be wrong. He's 35 years old. I was thinking he was 34, but okay, whatever. He's 35 years old. All right. Yeah, I would agree. I would think the supporting cast isn't as strong. As I said before, we've talked about it. I don't want to keep every NBA report saying the same thing, but you know what I mean? I feel like the vets are getting older and the young guys haven't developed enough for the vets to pass the torch and for those guys to step up and really give them what they need. So they're like in between. They're missing something. And that's why these games are turning out the way they are. Like Jordan Poole is inconsistent in his own right. He's a good player. He's got great skills, but sometimes he just doesn't show up. Wiggins basically gives you the same thing, but it's just like it's not a lot. And this year's Wiggins is not the same like last year's Wiggins. Last year's Wiggins was a problem, man. His defense was great. He was so clutch. He was hitting big shots when other guys were struggling or didn't have their game or there was foul trouble. Wiggins was stepping up, and I don't think they've got that type of Wiggins this year. So these are some of the things that I've noticed. And like I said before, I'm a Knicks fan. I don't watch every single game, but I try to keep abreast of what's happening. So, but that's just from what I've noticed. Yeah, I saw them. Chuck and Shaq were pretty funny. Yeah, I definitely saw that. Yeah, I just I'm thinking if I had to guess at this point, with the Lakers being up 3-2, I think some people might say that they're the easy answer to win this series. I don't know, man. I just think Golden State can come back. I just think that when you have shooters like that are like these guys, not only do they have a style of play, but these are like the best shooters in the game. I just can't count them out. I mean, Steph can go crazy, Clay can go crazy, and Jordan Poole has moments, flashes. That's I don't know. I wouldn't count them out. So we'll see. But if I was going to predict, I'd say Golden State somehow wins this series. Yeah. I don't know how, but somehow I think they can do it. So let's see here. That's the Golden State Warriors. Let's check out this next series. Ooh, Boston and Philly. Mm-hmm. This is a good one. Uh, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one. Because when I look at these two teams, I feel like they're evenly matched up as well. They both got stars on both sides. Um, they both play good defense. Um, they're both used to winning. Very good regular season teams. Uh, I mean, right now you guys see Boston is up 44-28. Um, I don't know. Like for whatever reason, I always feel like Philly is missing something. But this series, I will say, they've played pretty well. Guys have stepped up. Harden has played like Harden of old in certain moments. So I've been kind of surprised, to be honest, because if you get that type, it's like, how can you think that you're going to beat a Philadelphia team that gets Harden playing the way he's playing? Maxey, you know what he gives you. Embiid, you know what he can give you. And then you got good role players like Tobias Harris and stuff. Like, I think that's a tough team to beat. Kudos to Boston because that shows you that Boston is still a very tough team to beat as well because they got star players, but that defense they got and the fact that they got guys you can sprinkle in that'll knock down threes and stuff. They just have an interesting balance over there. That game 4 was incredible, and I think that was huge. For Philly, obviously, because Boston definitely could have won that. It's like each series, Boston has had one game that it hurt. And the last series was that Trae Young game where he hit the shot at the end, and then in this game 4, it's tough. That's tough, but we'll see. Right now, Boston has the lead, so uh I don't know. I don't know. I'm surprised actually. I really thought that Jason Tatum was going to go crazy this playoffs, especially after what took place last playoffs. He kind of had some really tough moments. I mean, he's averaging 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, almost 5 assists. I don't know, man. I just feel like for Boston to like that number should go up. Like Jason Tatum needs to be around 27, 28 points per game. Like it makes a difference. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys have any ideas. I don't know what it is with Jason Tatum. It's not that he's not good. We know he's a star. It's just like this is where you step your game up in the playoffs. And you saw the other numbers. I mean, Jokic is averaging 35. Devin Booker is averaging like 33, 34. Like, where is Jason Tatum stepping up? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what happened. Francisco says if Warriors win series, second 7-game series for them. Interesting. Yeah, I wish I knew what actually was the deal with this team because they are just so hard to gauge. I wonder if it's coaching. Do you guys think that the not having Udoka over there is the difference in the playoffs for Boston? I mean, someone could argue that. I don't know if that's the issue, but I could see how someone could argue it. They're still playing well without him, but would he be the difference maker? Because would he make the right adjustments that you need to win these games? Because they're definitely there. They're in the games. I don't know. And I don't want to shortchange Udoka because Udoka did look like a good coach, and he definitely got through to these guys. I think the Knicks helped as well, but but yeah, I don't know. I'm so perplexed. Boston is a weird team, man. Weird team. But we'll see what happens with them. They definitely got some work to do. They got their hands full with this Philadelphia team. If this is how Philadelphia is going to play, and Harden is going to play like he's been playing, Yeah, I definitely think that Boston, yeah, has some work, that they have to do to get out of this one. Let's see. Let me do a quick score check. 46-34, and they're in Philly. Yeah, this is one to watch. I don't know, but anyway, so that brings us to New York Knicks. Ah, boy. It's tough, guys. It's tough. It is tough. I wanna say, look, before I say what I'm gonna say, don't shoot the messenger. Or at least understand what I'm trying to get at. I'm very happy that the Knicks won. I'm glad that they were able to extend this series and give themselves a shot to continue and force a game seven. We're not there yet, but hopefully, if they win tomorrow, that's what can happen. Uh, there was a lot of things that um, I didn't like, and hope that they can clean up. Uh, yeah, I'm very worried about the open shots that Miami had. They missed a lot of open shots. Um, I'm also concerned about the turnovers. I think Julius had 4, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. Mhm. Oh, wrong team. Yep. Julius had 4. RJ had 4. Grimes had 4. And let me tell you something. Grimes' turnovers had me screaming. Screaming. I had to go to the bathroom and scream in the bathroom because I was making too much noise. I and don't get me wrong, Quentin Grimes played a great game overall. His defense was solid. You know what I mean? He just was where he needed to be. Excuse me, allergies. Um, but those turnovers got me sick, man. I was so upset because what it shows you, and I understand, I get it. It shows that Grimes is young, he's inexperienced, maybe he had some nerves because it looks like he was fumbling with the ball. It reminded me back to when, like, if you guys remember, there was a regular season game where Grimes was pressured and he made some turnovers. And there was a point where they inbounded the ball. Something happened. Somehow Grimes got the ball, and then he had to go over half court. He didn't know what to do, so he was looking to pass it. Um, it was he got trapped right over the half court line, and it wound up being a turnover. There was another play where he got the ball, he was looking to inbound it and pass it to somebody, but he couldn't make the right decision. He couldn't make his mind up, and he wound up turning it over. Like, it seems like sometimes in moments on the offense, Grimes gets a little shell shocked. He gets a little uncomfortable, a little nervous, and he starts fumbling with the ball a little bit. Because last night's turnovers were all bad. They were like almost like unforced errors. I'm not saying they weren't forced, but like he was just losing the ball. And then it brought me to the day before, like the game before, when him and RJ are fighting over a rebound. They both let it go out of bounds because like it just it bothers me because those are the type of plays that come back to bite you. And thankfully, the only reason why we're even still talking about this is because Miami missed shots. Because normally they would capitalize on those opportunities that the Knicks keep giving them. These second chance opportunities is killing us, which is crazy because we've been much better at getting second chance opportunities than other teams, but not in this series. So, I mean, that's all I wanted to say about Grimes. It wasn't too much. I think he played great. I think his defense was fantastic. I think his hustle was good. The fact that he tried to, he stayed in the game after he hurt himself, played all 48 minutes, got that steal after tweaking the knee. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I want to say something bad about him just because I want to let you guys know that I'm concerned about that. And if we do stuff like that in game 6 tomorrow, we will probably go home. And I don't mean to play game 7. So I just want to throw that out there because I know people are kind of focused on certain things. I want to focus on the bad things that we need to clean up for game 6. That's it. I'm happy with what I saw. I'm happy with the effort. I thought the effort was great by the Knicks for the most part. There was a couple plays where you saw somebody maybe leave somebody open that they shouldn't. And the only other thing I will say outside of the turnovers, we got to do a better job with the ball. Um, RJ has to keep his head in the game. He has to pay attention to what's going on around him. Julius Randle has to pay attention. And if he is paying attention, he has to hustle a little bit more because there was certain plays where the guy scored and Julius is not there, or they throw a ball behind Julius and he's focused on helping this way and the ball is going to his man. Like, you got to stay in the game, man. And like I said, Grimes just has to be better, more careful with the basketball. But everything else, I liked how he played. One other thing that I thought was important to note that the Knicks have to do a better job of stopping Miami from trying to orchestrate what they really want to do. They want to shoot threes, yet you continue to like double or trap or try to do stuff and let them move the ball around to get the three that they want. Play straight up. They did a better job at it in this game, play straight up, but I've been saying it all series, and other people have been saying it, fans have been saying it. Play straight up. If Jimmy's going to beat you and you see that it's getting crazy, then you make adjustments. Like shout out to Steph Dope Soul. She had mentioned this earlier today as well. Like, play these guys straight up, man. This is what I thought they should do in the Donovan Mitchell in the Cavs series. And they kind of did it a little bit, but they didn't do it too much because the Cavs just weren't playing well. The rest of the guys weren't knocking down shots. So they decided to double Donovan. Fine. In this series, the guys are knocking down shots. So you got to play Jimmy straight up. And that's just how it's going to be. Jimmy might have a breakout game, but if it seems like it's trending to that way, then you have to send extra guys or help out. But don't just automatically just assume Jimmy's going to torch us. We got good defenders over here. Grimes plays them pretty good. Josh Hart plays them pretty good. No one can really stop Jimmy Butler. But you can slow him down. And all you want to do is keep him grounded. You know what I mean? Don't let him take off. Once he takes flight, it's a problem. Yeah, I know. Deuce 31 seconds could be more, not a lot, a sprinkle. I don't know what Thibodeau does when he wants to put Deuce in with 31 seconds left in the first half. I don't get it. I don't know, man. I don't get it, Francisco. Ranrock is in the building. What's good? He said, did you see Sims' video on the Heat dirty plays trying to intentionally hurt the Knicks players? Yeah, I did. Listen, I mean, look, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what the refs are not seeing. I don't know why they're not paying more attention to this. And I hope the video is okay, guys, because my connection is a little unstable, and I just realized I was rushing. I forgot to go wired, so I'm on Wi-Fi. I apologize for that. But yeah, man, like Sim's been making this case for a minute. People have seen that, the way Miami plays, it's a. I'm not shocked. It's a dirtier style of play, but is it dirty or more or less rule bending? Yeah. I don't want to say it's dirty because the Knicks used to play like this back in the 90s, but even worse. Like Detroit used to play like that, but even worse. So is it dirty? I don't know, but I will say it's rule bending. You know what I mean? They're definitely bending the rules because they should be enforced, and the referees are not enforcing them. They're letting stuff go. It's illegal. So, yeah, I'll say that. I don't know if it's necessarily dirty because I remember how the games used to look in the 90s. And let me tell you something. You better go in with some heart. If you're going into the paint, you may come out, hopefully you still got your head attached to your body. Like, that was different. But I hear you, though. Yeah. And I agree. The Jimmy Butler play, I thought that was I thought that was kind of interesting too. I didn't know what that was about when he went up to RJ and pushed him in the back. I don't know what that was. I don't understand that at all. And it was a pretty aggressive push in the back too. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. Um, but I do think that if the Knicks just continue to take the good of what of basically what they did in this last game, the good stuff, and limit you know the those open looks for Miami, I think they have a shot of winning. Game 6. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, I tell you this, guys. Miami was going to play physical. And there's the difference between the Knicks and Miami. The Knicks play physical, but Miami is trying to bend those rules and get away with being as physical as possible. And the Knicks aren't bad guys. They're good guys. They just play tough. Miami's kind of the bad guy here. So, you know, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess all right. If you want to say that, I guess you're right. It's dirty if you're intentionally trying to hurt somebody and take them out. That if you're looking at it like that, then yes, that's true. I'm just saying the way they're playing, I'm used to seeing it in the past with the Nick team. So uh, I don't necessarily know if I call it dirty or just a real tough style of basketball. But if your intent is to try to hurt somebody, then yes, that is dirty. I would agree with you there. Keith Turner says, I ain't even mad at Miami. I miss that type of basketball. The game is so soft today. It's good to see that. And that's the thing. Like, I'm kind of used to it. I'm mad that the refs aren't calling it because the way it's being played is not today's NBA. So they shouldn't be getting away with it. And two, if that's how they're going to play, then I think the Knicks should be playing the same way. But the Knicks don't have a lot of those guys on this team. Like Brunson has the attitude to play that way, but I don't want Brunson playing that way because we need Brunson. And if Brunson gets thrown out of the game, we done. Josh Hart could do it, yes. Julius could do it, but it's danger with Julius because Julius, if he starts to mix it up, he could get thrown out easily. If Hart gets thrown out, okay, it is what it is. Is it great? No. We can win without Hart, which basically you guys saw when he played like 9 minutes or whatever it was in the last game. But if we lose Julius, that could be tough. If we lose Jalen Brunson, we're done. So it's like, how many other guys are left? You know what I mean? Mitch ain't that type. He talks a good game sometimes, but he's not like a physical, like that type of guy. Hartenstein, I think for the most part, he's a nice guy. I don't see him acting that way. And let's not get into OB. Grimes ain't that type. Like those are younger guys. They're not really, they're friends with everybody in the league. They go to parties. So, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Miami, on the other hand, they got guys who run through the wall for that team, for Spoelstra and Pat Riley over there. I don't know. I don't know. Now, shout out to what does this say? Oh, easy, yeah. I don't know. I can't even. I can't see it. If I could see it, I could pronounce it, but I can't see it. So I know I butchered that. Whatever that was supposed to say. But shout out to you. Yeah, no, but I would agree. Like the game nowadays is soft. It's a soft game. It's not what I was used to growing up. Like when I was playing, I played really good when I was mad. And I was mad all the time because dudes was playing physical. I was getting elbowed in the side and the back because I was taller than a lot of other people. So yeah, that's what I was used to. But it is what it is. But I will say that they definitely need to step it up. Let's see what here. Knicks shot 49% from the field and 38% from three. Miami shot 42% from the field and 30% from three. Another thing the Knicks need to do is they need to try to limit the free throw attempts once again that Miami gets, because they got 19. That's okay, as long as you're getting more. Knicks have to get more, and they have to basically knock them down as best they can. So I like what they did here. 40 free throw attempts is fantastic. So that was a really good look. That's what they're going to need to do. And then that might put them in a position to head back to the Garden. I mean, look at Jalen Brunson, man. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. When we were talking earlier, or when I was talking earlier about Jason Tatum. Jalen Brunson, 29 points per game, 5 rebounds, almost 6, 7 assists. That's his playoff numbers. He's 6'1". Jason Tatum was averaging 22. This is what I'm saying, where Jason Tatum needs to step his game up. You know, we need to see him in a dominant fashion in the playoffs. That's how you take your team to the next level. Jimmy Butler, 24.8, 7 rebounds per game, and 6.5 assists per game. Guys, you remember what Jimmy Butler's numbers were in the last series coming into this series? He was averaging 37 points per game. We've chopped that down considerably. So good job on, on the Knicks to be able to slow him down. I am Jarrell says there should be a hit out on Bam as soon as the ref throws the ball up. I hear you, brother. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, I'm just worried, man, because I just don't feel like the Knicks have the bodies to be too physical. Like, I'm just worried that we'll get penalized and we'll get thrown out the game, because the Knicks are playing with a limited squad, and then guys that have been a part of the rotation, a little banged up. Quickly's out. Will he be back for Game 6? Don't know yet. You know what I mean? Like, that worries me. And even if he, like, shout out to Steph once again from Dope Soul Sports. She said, and is Quickly going to be back on Friday? And if Quickly's back, will Quickly be back? That was pretty funny, because we don't know. Even if he's out there, are we going to get the good Quickly? Don't know. I think that's the thing, and that's the thing that we have overlooked, or maybe the Knicks overlooked. Bam is a big dude. He's a strong guy. Julius can't just muscle him around. Bam's strong. So when they go at it, which is part of the reason why he's been able to enforce his will. He's much more. I think part of the reason why Bam is getting away with some of the stuff he gets away with, especially these illegal screens, is because he does it convincingly. Like when Bam does it, he's aggressive with it, and he's solid in doing it. He's not moving, right? So they don't automatically pinpoint, say, oh, he's doing moving screens. He's doing illegal screens. He's not squared up the way he should be. He's leading a certain way. He's got, but he's doing it in a certain way that I think they're letting it go, because he's doing it with a confidence or something. So I don't know. The Knicks need to figure something out, man. Yes, we definitely do, and we don't have that. We need that type of guy. So that's, and there's not that many of them out there anymore, but we definitely need those type of guys. But he needs to be a forward type. Patrick Beverly is that type, but he's a guard. I don't know, man. There's not a lot of Jay Crowder has shown that in the past, but I don't know who Jay Crowder is this year. I haven't even seen Jay Crowder on the court. I don't know. I don't know, man. But right now, they just got to figure out what they got to do with the personnel and the lineup they got now. Make the best of it and go out there and put your best foot forward. It's do or die right now. Knicks need to leave it all out there on the court. Now, I don't know about playing these guys 48 minutes again. Tibbs, I know you're not watching this, but Tibbs, come on, B. I don't know about that. Yeah, yeah. It definitely looks like they've been very sneaky with it. And another thing that kind of hurts is um Sims not being there. Jericho Sims is another body and a strong, big body that can go out there, and we could have used Jericho Sims to get some cheap fouls. You know what I mean? To enforce a little bit of pain on some of these guys when they make and he's actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he was good at setting screens because of the way he would line up. But the point is, we had Jericho. That's a body we could have used. Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe but he won't do it. Thibodeau won't play guys off of the bench. But it would be nice to see him do that and tell those guys, let's go out there and be physical. Anybody comes in the lane, you put them on their butt. Let's see where it goes from here. Now, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, guys, because you could wake up a sleeping giant. Jimmy Butler could go crazy. Because if you guys notice, Jimmy Butler's been happy this whole series, right? We haven't seen like an angry Jimmy Butler. He's just been smiling, been really, you know what I mean? Because he's friends with a lot of these guys in the Knicks. He likes Julius. Him and RJ are cool. You know what I mean? So this is like one of those sportsmanship series. But a mad Jimmy Butler is a different Jimmy Butler. No, I'm not mad at I hear you, Fabian. I'm not mad at the playing these guys 48 minutes. I'm saying don't do it in game 6. Because if you do it again with these same guys, not only may it backfire on you because they can get tired and you might not get the effectiveness that you're looking for. The other thing is when you play guys those type of minutes in a physical series against a Miami Heat team specifically, you can risk injury. Grimes almost got hurt in coming out of the fourth quarter in his last game. You want to put him through that again? I don't know. And then if Grimes goes down, then what? What if Quickly don't play? Then you don't have Grimes or Quickly? Or if Jalen Brunson goes down, game over. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing. Last game, you did it. You had to do it. It worked. I'm just saying, don't do it that way again. Maybe in game 6, you want to play RJ 48 minutes. Okay, whatever. That's RJ. Just don't do it again with Brunson and Grimes, is what I'm saying. Fournier, yeah. Something was weird, guys. I was like, in other news, that's how I looked at it when I saw the message. It said that Quickly is out of game 5, and it said Fournier will be out due to illness. I was like, what? I don't know what that was about. Is that a way to take the pressure off of the Knicks organization and Tom Thibodeau because he's not going to play Fournier, and we've been asking for him to do whatever he can to change it up? He's like, oh, no, we can't play him. He's out sick. Anyway. Yeah. I hear you guys. I hear you. We tired of watching this team get pushed around. And that's my feeling on it. If the refs ain't going to call it, then the Knicks should be doing it too. Problem is Miami's built different. They're used to doing this. When the Knicks try to do it, they'll probably get caught. You know what I mean? Francisco said Fournier's defense is sick. Randall been too calm. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, but it's just that we need him, man. If we need him, it's like if he could get aggressive and get angry at times, but control it, it wouldn't be a problem. It's just that once you open up the valve and that hot steam comes out, You might get burned. Don't know. That's the problem with Randall. So you don't want to unleash him because you don't know if you can get him back. You know, once he's unleashed, could be it. Then he might do something. What he does is, remember, this game is in Miami. If Randall goes crazy and then loses it and then loses his focus, not only can he put us in a situation where he gets kicked out of the game or gets some bad technical fouls, gets Miami all juiced up, gets the fans going crazy, and then the momentum shifts. Like, it's, you got to find the way to do this in the right way that we benefit from it. Keep Randall in the game, keep his head in the game, and he continues to focus on doing what he needs to do to get us the victory. It's easier said than done, though. yeah, exactly, Fabian. Randall is the Hulk, and you know we don't want him turning into Hulk. We want that David Banner in between. Like, we want the controlled Hulk. I don't know if that's possible right now. Yeah, well, we'll see. Yeah, you know. Hey, listen, that is what it is. Like I said, Randall's just trying to control himself. Ain't nobody scared of no Cody Zeller. Ain't nobody scared of him, bro. Shout out to DJ Space Ghost. Good to see you, brother. It's always a pleasure. Appreciate you. Um, I don't know why I said David Banner, the rapper. Come on, don't act like you never said that before. You don't tell me you never confused Bruce and David Banner. I mean, maybe you're not a big David Banner fan. I was growing up. David Banner was the dude. So I meant Bruce. Yeah. That's crazy, right? Whatever. Just thinking about that. David Banner was a ill rapper, bro, turned into an activist. It's wild. Anyway, yeah. So, what do you guys think? You feel comfortable? You feel good about the the Knicks winning tomorrow's game in Miami? I mean, it's a must win for both teams, if you ask me. Uh, because as much as we know it's a must win for the Knicks, but I'm saying it's a must win for Miami too, because I really don't think Miami wants to come back to the Garden to play Game 7. I don't think they're as comfortable with their schemes and the way they like to play, and I don't think they get that same type of home cooking that they get when they're in Miami. Them refs give them all the calls in Miami. I don't know. So just a thought. I think tomorrow's a must win for Miami. And that makes it pressurized. You know what I mean? That's what we can use to our advantage. The fact that they need to win that game. They don't want to come back to Madison. I don't care what nobody's. I don't think they want to come back to Madison Square Garden. I think that they know that that's going to give the Knicks more momentum. And then coming back to the Garden where we got the fans on our side and the refs don't give them all the calls, we have a shot. Shout out to Organic Fanatics in the building. I saw you earlier, my bad. Good to see you. As always, guys, if you haven't checked out their podcast, what are you waiting for, man? Show Organic Fanatics some love. They got a really good show. They're up and coming, but, they're only up and coming because you guys don't know about them yet. So definitely go click on Organic Fanatics on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, show them some love, man. Just listen, don't do it just because I'm telling you. Go watch the show, see what they talk about. See, they're cool guys, just like us. You know what I mean? Just like you. They talking Knicks. They're fans and they know what they're saying. So show them some love, support them. Let me see here. Keyshawn is in the building. What's good, Keyshawn? Appreciate you, my brother. Always good to see you. Sosa's in the building. We cannot afford Randall to go back and forth with Zeller. Facts. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he dismissed it. He's let it go. It's Cody Zeller. Now, it's one thing if Randall got into it with Bam, because if Randall necessarily gets into a scrap with Bam and they both get ejected, well, that's a lose for the Knicks, but it's a win as well because at least you get Bam out of there. But you don't want Randall going into it with Cody Zeller. They get thrown out the game. Advantage Miami. You know what I mean? Shout out to you, Sosa. Sosa, this might be the first time that I've seen you in our chat for the NBA report. So thank you. Salute to you. Appreciate you. Brooklyn Buddha's in the building. Salute. Oh, that's right. Actually, that's right. Look at Brooklyn Buddha. If you want to get technical, his name was David Bruce Banner. See, I'm right even when I'm wrong. Let's go. Still Knicks fans. Bill Bixby. Yeah, that was the actor. And let me tell you, if you go back and watch some of them old Hulk shows, they didn't have no CGI, man. It just looked kind of crazy, bro. That's why I try not to relive. I go off of what I remember in my mind. I'm like, yeah, this was a good show. I loved it growing up. I try not to watch them old shows anymore. It just looks crazy. It's not the same. I try to watch The $1 Million Man. I watch like 5 episodes or whatever. Lee Majors wasn't doing it for me, man. There was some weird stuff happening. There was a dude in the corner. He was like in a suit. And then he came out the suit, but he was supposed to be a regular dude, but he was in a suit. I was like, what is this? I'm like, God, no, man. It's tough when you watch these old shows nowadays. Anyway, Quality Jumpers in the building. Salute. What's good? Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk. That's right. Did Lou Ferrigno ever win the Iron Man? I mean, Iron Man, Mr. Olympia, whatever it was. I forgot what they called it. I know he definitely was a specimen. I think he did win, right? Because he was in competition with Schwarzenegger. But anyway, yeah, I know. We were talking about it a little earlier, Space Ghost. Yeah, it's true though. I mean, if you really look at what's been going on, they've been playing very physical. They've been playing dirty, and the refs have not been calling it. Agreed. Don't let them get in their heads. That's right. They got to play their game. That's a fact. Keyshawn says the Knicks have to make quick, decisive moves. Can't sit around and allow the defense to set up. Very true. And if you know, they did a real good job, or at least they tried to do a good job of getting into their offense quickly. As soon as they got up the court, they try to get it going and don't let Miami get set. That's a key. And that's going to be, see, the thing about this, which is kind of stinks, I hope the Knicks can pull the game out tomorrow and then force a game 7 and we can go from there. But if the Knicks don't come out of this series, they have set it up. They've put the blueprint out there for the next team to do what the Knicks didn't do. You know what I mean? That's what stinks about the playoffs. It's just life. It is what it is. You get to play a team over and over and get to see what their strengths are and what their weaknesses, playoff strengths and weaknesses. Mind you, well, because everybody had the blueprint from Miami for the regular season, but Miami's not playing the same. They're playing differently. So now you got to look at how they're playing the playoffs and study that. So I think the Knicks know what they got to do to win. It's all about doing it. And I think other teams have seen how Miami's playing, and now they know what to do against them. So I just hope the Knicks get it done. Yeah, facts. And that's what I want to give a shout out. This is what I want to say to the rest of the Knicks fans. And I say it to myself as well. Listen, we got to believe in our team. We understand that there's issues. These guys aren't perfect. There's certain things that we would love for them to do better. There's certain things that we would love for them not to say. And we want them to be physical, play with heart, and give effort. And, the other stuff should already be natural. But we can't get down on them. Remember, this is what I was trying to say before, guys. The Knicks weren't expected to even be here. We were expected to be a play-in team. We weren't expected to win 48 games. We won 48 games. We got the fifth seed. You know what I mean? We got rid of the Cavs in 5 games. People had the Cavs favored. Like the Knicks have already done something. They haven't won a playoff series in 10 years. They did that already. You know what I mean? People thought they were already, out of this. Well, first off, people thought that, once that started happening, then people got a little too crazy and they overlooked Miami. But even once Miami started winning, people thought the series was over already. Look, we forced a game 6. You never know. Tomorrow they could force a game 7. I'm just saying, don't count them out. Don't be down on the players. I mean, if we kept that same attitude, you know, like, and the players bought into it, how bad would that be? Like, look at how everybody was talking about RJ Barrett. Look at what RJ Barrett's been doing in these playoffs. Ever since those first couple games got out the way, he has been fantastic. Some games he has had some moments, but for the most part, he's been fantastic. He's been the RJ we want to see, like a little bit more consistency from him and solid play. Just saying, guys, let's just, stick with our guys. Understand that right now, this is all gravy. We got expectations because they did play well in that Cleveland series. So, hey, there's other stuff going on. This is a time that the Knicks might be able to capitalize. Let's see what we can do, but got to rock with them, man. These are our guys. Yeah. Keyshawn says we can't force shots all the time. Jimmy's playing team ball. Right. I got to tell you, watching Miami play, it sometimes upsets me a little bit because I'm like, why aren't the Knicks playing this way? Miami moves that damn ball. Now, granted, we do have ISO players that do well at ISO, but when they're not ISOing, why aren't we moving the ball? When the bench is in there, why aren't we moving the ball the way Miami's moving the ball? You know what I mean? I don't understand that. Yes, he has. We are doing great and growing. Agreed. And yes, and that's the other thing. No matter what happens, the Knicks these young guys are getting really good experience from these playoffs. So this is going to help this team going forward. Hector Gaston in the building. Salute. He said, we just got some momentum in the blink of an eye. It can be over for Miami. It's true. They do have shooters. That makes it easier for them to move the ball because, one extra, and that's one thing. Miami's making that one extra pass. In some cases, maybe they're making too many passes, but they're definitely passing that ball. And it puts the Knicks in a tough situation. That flying around and rotating, one, it makes you work hard to get to your guy and makes you tired. And then they just kind of whittle you down. The next possession, they do the same thing. You're running around chasing them again. They knock down the 3. Oh, and then it deflates you at the end because not only are they moving the ball, but then they're knocking down the 3, got you running all over the place. They get you tired or wear you down, and then they keep taking these threes. This is their style. It's working. Yeah, I agree. I think they're right there. They're right there. But anyway, I feel good about it, guys. I'm thinking that the Knicks are in a situation where, people counted them out, and everything they're doing is looked at. They're the underdogs, and I think the Knicks play really well when they're the underdogs. So, like I said, I may be in the minority. I'm happy with what the Knicks have shown me so far, and I'm content with this season. Do I want them to continue? Yes. Do I think they can continue? Yeah, I think they can win tomorrow. But I'm just telling you guys, I'm happy with what I've seen so far. Like, if this season ends tomorrow, I can say, my Knicks played well. They fought. They didn't give up. They didn't let Miami come in there and take them out in the last game. They showed some stones, and they came back to force a game 6. And they won their first playoff series in 10 years. They won 48 wins on the season. Julius Randle became an all-star. Jalen Brunson should have been an all-star, should have been most improved player. Quickly, arguably could have been sixth man of the year, even though it didn't look like he deserved it once the playoffs started. But I mean, like there's some promising things that happened this year. Next year, the Knicks need to make some changes, though. Um, if Jericho Sims is not the right type of player for this team, then they need to move on from Jericho Sims. They didn't give him a lot of money, but if Tibbs don't like playing him and Tibbs is going to be the coach here, then switch him out, man. That's what I'm saying. Like it is what it, because you guys know that something's up there. For whatever reason, him and Jericho aren't clicking. Right. And I know Jericho's hurt now, but before Jericho was hurt, he was relegated to the bench with no minutes, basically. We got to get rid of Fournier somehow. I think we should move on from Derrick Rose, but I did see something about us possibly keeping Derrick Rose and then being able to trade him. So we'll see how that works. Excuse me. What else? And yeah, and then if a trade presents itself where we might have to give up some assets, then we got to look at that. I will tell you one thing. If Jaylen Brown is available, the Knicks better do whatever they can to go get him. That's my opinion. Some of you might be like, well, I mean, look at Boston, not really doing nothing. Listen, Jaylen Brown is a good player. And if we can keep our core guys here and bring him here, we'll be better off for it. Yeah. Quality Jumper says, stay at home on the shooters. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. There's no need to be doubling Jimmy. Let play straight up. Unless Jimmy goes off. If Jimmy's doing something crazy like scoring 28, 30 points in the first half, then maybe you need to make an adjustment. But let it happen first before you wind up doing that. G Child 24 is at 124 is in the building. Knicks offense is stagnant with no movement, cutting, or screening. I say that all the time. I don't know. That's just how they play. I mean, they did win 48 games playing that way, but in the playoffs, it feels like it's missing, and you need that. I think sometimes when you're going up against these teams that are playing a certain way, especially a smart Miami team, man on man D, facts. He never gives Rooks burn. That's true. You got to earn your stripes, but in fairness, it's worked out. Guys did get better. Eventually, took a little while. I don't know what's going on with Quickly, but he has gotten better. Up until the playoffs, Quickly has developed into a nice player. Shout out to Walter White. Salute. Good to see you. He says we have to trade Fournier and Rose for a piece. I wouldn't make a bunch of changes. We're playing the best that we played in a decade. You can't win a chip overnight. I agree. I'm not saying break the team up. I'm just saying, switch out some of these guys that aren't giving us anything, even with the rotation. If you had a person of value on the bench, believe me, Tibbs would play him. But he doesn't feel he has that. Shout out to Danny Thomas. Thank you for the generous super chat. Appreciate you, my brother. He said, thoughts on signing Jeremy Grant to a 3 or 4 year 4-year deal as a free agent. That's something that's on the table. It depends on what type of cap flexibility and money the Knicks have, but if those other things don't present themselves, like say, Jaylen Brown doesn't present himself, or something else doesn't come out the woodworks, and Jeremy Grant is the option for you, then I guess I'd be happy with Jeremy Grant. I might take that, and I might make some other small move and bring in a shooting guard of some sort that can knock down a three and play some decent defense. He doesn't have to be a lockdown defender, and I might be happy with just that. Because if you're able to do that and keep Quickly and Grimes, right? You got Jalen Brunson, you got Julius, you got RJ. You bring in another guy into Jeremy Grant who can also knock down the three here and there. And you bring in another guy who can hit a three. He can be coming in off the bench. I think that might be enough for next year. We'll see. Almighty Finesse was good. He said Knicks in 7. We winning tomorrow. I like that. Hey, listen, Jeremy Grant is not a bad player. His price tag may be a little high. I don't know, but I don't think he's a bad player. He's not my ideal. He's not my number one option. But remember, sometimes you can't get your number one option, and he's probably not my number two. He's probably my number three option. But if it don't present itself, you go with what you go with. Look at Josh Hart. Now, granted, I do know Josh Hart looks a little exposed right now, but if we didn't have Josh Hart in the second half of the season, would we have won 48 games? Did he give us? Would we have been as tough as we were going down the stretch, knowing how to close out these games and winning? It's not just about Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart helped out a lot too. So I think it matters. And Jeremy Grant, maybe the Portland is not the right look for him. You bring him to the Knicks, and he's in this situation, reunited with Josh Hart, playing with a guy like Jalen Brunson. Because we saw how Jeremy Grant played against us. When he gets hot, he gets hot. And we also saw that he can go to the line. He can put the pressure on the defense. That's why I like him. That's the thing. And he plays good defense, but that's why I like him, because he could put pressure on the opposing defense with his style of game. So it's a thought. That's a thought. Like I said, he's not my first choice, not my second choice, but he would be my third choice. I don't know. I can't do it, Almighty Finesse. I can't do it. I don't know about this one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about him. And is he a lockdown? I mean, is he a really good defender? I don't know. Like, I've seen him play. Like, he's had success against RJ, but he also has height on RJ and athleticism. So it's not. I mean, like, I don't know if he's a great defender, like a really good defender. You know what I mean? I just know that he had height on him. He had athleticism, so he made it tough for RJ. I don't know. I just feel like the Knicks really need to get another really solid defender. Think of how this Knicks team would be right now if we could play, the interchangeable thing with Jaylen Brown and Josh Hart and Grimes on Jimmy Butler. So much better. So much better. Bridges would be your first. Well, which Bridges? Miles or McCall? You saying Miles Bridges would be your first choice, or do you mean Macau Bridges? Ah, okay, the Brooklyn one. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if he's going to be available either, bro. But yeah, I hear you though. Yeah, I think that ship has sailed, Hector. I think we've kind of moved on from Zion. I think the league is looking at him in a different way, man. He looks like a guy who doesn't really have that fire in his belly, if that makes sense to you. Like the same, he's a very talented player, but he can't control his weight. And he also looks like he doesn't want to do whatever it takes to be out there on the court with his teammates. Because apparently he could have played, and yet he decided not to for whatever reason, because he wasn't 100%, or I don't know what it was. But and some players and looked at him around the league like, I mean, seriously, like, because remember, this is the same Zion, right, who said he wasn't there with his team last year. I remember he went back and forth with Phoenix and did that whole thing, that cherry picking thing, and did the 360 dunk. He was like, yeah, because they beat up on my team last year and I wasn't there. You know what? And this is the difference, because I'm here now. That's the same guy that could have played for New Orleans and didn't play. I don't know. He's not looking good around the league. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm not in the league, and I can tell you that some of these players are looking at him like, yo, I don't know if he got it. You know what I mean? Like, those type of great players got it. I don't know if he's got it. Danny Thomas says, and thank you for the generous super chat once again. Excuse me, I'm getting all nasally, like allergies. I'm about to wrap up in a little bit. So he said, thoughts on a trade for Siakam. Um I don't mind Siakam, but I don't want Siakam here with Julius. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, he could take a small ball lineup to the next level, though. Imagine a small ball lineup with Julius, Siakam, Jalen Brunson, and whoever else they got. But I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if Julius is here, Siakam and him will clash. I feel like Siakam needs to have that. He needs to be able to roam around that area and then stretch the floor. But I feel like he needs that ability, that versatility, and I think Julius might clog that up a little bit. So I don't know. But I don't listen, I'm not opposed to Siakam. Question is, who do you think is it's a two-part question. Who do you think is a better player, Siakam or Jeremy Grant? Right? And then after you ask yourself that question, then you got to ask who's a better fit on the Knicks, Siakam or Jeremy Grant? That's what because you also got to think about the fit and the offense, the defense, Thibodeau, who he is, who's the better fit? Because Thibodeau ain't going nowhere, guys. Just keep that in mind. Danny Thomas says, I would trade Julius for him. I hear you. Organic Fanatic says Grant. Mm-hmm. See, I think Siakam might be the better player, but I think Grant is the better fit for the Knicks. I mean, this is the one, Keyshawn. I mean, you ain't saying nothing, B. That's the one. If they can make that happen, I'm sure we all be happy. I don't see it, but that's the one. Um, yeah, I would love that. I would love that. And I would think for the Knicks, you just got to give up whoever you got to give up to go get them, and hope you can still put a team together after. You know. Yeah. I don't even know what it would take, to be honest. A trade for Giannis would be astronomical. I don't know what it would take to get him. I mean, you might be talking Julius, RJ, quickly, Obi. Well, no, you wouldn't want to do that. I don't think they would want Obi and Julius. You're talking Julius, RJ, quickly, Deuce, 4 first-round picks, maybe 2 seconds. Like it would be crazy. I don't even know. It would be bananas. It would be bananas. I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't even know. That's nuts to think about. It's wild, but I would love it. But I can't see it. Like Giannis is one of those. I'm sorry to say, like he would just get traded and people wouldn't be expecting it. Like, because so many people be like, what type of package would you have to give up to get Giannis? I don't see it. And then he would wind up getting traded to somebody, and people were like, what the hell happened? And nobody could trade for him. Nobody knew. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure the Knicks are going to inquire though. I don't know, Keith Turner. I think that might get us. I mean, think about it. You're losing Giannis, right? How are you going to replace him? Say what you will about Julius Randle, but he's an all-star, third team. You know, he made the third team, whatever. All NBA. Uh, RJ Barrett. Say what you will about his consistency, but remember, he is a 20-point per game type of scorer, and you know he's got heart, right? You giving them quickly. Quickly could definitely fill a role for them over there. And Who else did I say? Did I say Grimes? I don't know if I said Grimes too, but I might have. But I could see Grimes going. Um, oh, I said Deuce. Yeah, they might want Grimes instead of Deuce, to be honest. But I don't know about that. It's a lot. But yeah, I think the Knicks would still do it. I mean, how could you not? We're talking about Giannis. And then 4 first-round picks help you rebuild your team over there. I don't know if we have 4 first-round picks, but maybe something like that. And 2, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know. It's all wild. I don't want to get too heavy into it. It's just the craziest speculation ever. But that's what I'm saying. Those guys are getting old, Keyshawn. You're right. So, I mean, we would be giving them youth and giving them picks. They could basically do a little mini rebuild and not go full rebuild. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. George Jones at the building. Salute. Appreciate you. Good to see you. All right, guys. Well, what time is it? Yeah, 9:20. Let me get up out of here. I know Steph's show is on or will be on shortly if it's not already on. If you guys want to continue to get the Knick talk going, head on over to Steph, Dope Soul Sports Talk. Should be a great conversation. And let's hope these Knicks come out there and just play with the heart that we expect to see from them. Play like don't hustle for the loose balls. You know what I mean? Don't let these Miami Heat out tough you. You know what I mean? The Knicks are a tough team. Show them that you're a tough team. So stay with Jimmy. Don't double. Be tough. Play smart. Hustle for the loose balls and be physical. And of course, you got to knock down your shots. The timely shots is very important. And I think that's enough to win. It sounds like nothing, right? It ain't that easy. But yeah, I think they can win. Let me see. Before I get out of here, would you try to get LaMelo? I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't know how that works, though. I don't know how you play LaMelo and Brunson. I mean, you could do it, but I just don't. I don't know how it would work. Like, who's the man with the ball? Is it Brunson or is it LaMelo? I mean, I don't know. That's interesting. Still think the Knicks would need something else, but I wouldn't mind LaMelo either. I don't know if they could do it, though. I don't know if they could pull it off. And I'm sure LaMelo's price tag wouldn't be cheap either. He's no Giannis, but he's a young player. So, you know, his price tag would probably be pretty crazy as well for what the Knicks are willing to give up. We'll see. Well, anyway, all right, guys. Well, I thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully the connection was okay. You got to see the show and get through it. I apologize for not being able to do the wired connection to make it a little better, and for this whole thing that I'm having with the allergies. Like, this has been a tough time. Allergy season is killing me, but you know, we try. Anyway, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Let's go Knicks. Let's hope that they come out there and do all of the stuff that we've been talking about. I'm happy that Tibbs is playing Grimes in the starting lineup again. I think that's where Grimes benefits the most. And maybe tomorrow he has a good game. Like, he had a good defensive game last game. Maybe he has a good offensive game tomorrow. Let's hope. Appreciate y'all once again. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knick fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. for the NBA report on NBK, Nothing But Knicks, or on Saturdays with yours truly, 11 a.m. for Know the Ledge. I hope to talk you off the ledge. I think it's going to be needed. It's either going to be talking you off the ledge because we got eliminated in tomorrow night's game, or talking you off the ledge because people are like getting a little too crazy after the victory. So let's see. And if you don't catch either one of those shows, you could also catch us on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly with your boy and my guy John, where we will be chopping up, going over, stuff that has taken place in the previous week. Thank you guys once again. I appreciate you. As you can see, I'm starting to get even more nasally too. Oh, it's the worst. Allergy season. Man, get it out of here. Oh, man. I appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Take care. Let's go, Knicks. Hopefully, we are happy with whatever the outcome is. As a Knicks fan, look at yourself and say, listen, am I happy with my team this year? And I think you're going to realize you are happy. So let's just hope they do what they got to do and win the game. You know what I mean? Either way, we're good. That's how I feel. All right. I'm out of here. Take care, y'all. Run that.